Hey everybody, Bloodless Knight back here with another Raid Shadow Legends video for you, and have a little bit of time, to actually try and do another recording here for you. I have received some words to some people wanting to ask about what I've done after I have finally completed my goal of Faction Wars, on what teams I use in current factions, and I figured I'd do that right now, starting with one of the factions that is currently going on right now. Just give an idea of, it's not really something like going in depth about this is how it's definitely could be, this will help you a whole lot, stuff like that, or hey, you definitely got to farm these specific champions, no one else, just do that. Like, no, I'm just going to go through about what I did and the mindset that I actually changed when I came back from my long hiatus on how to change effectively to complete Faction Wars and finally have Lydia. So the first one I'm going to start with is Skinwalker, because Skinwalker's a unique one for me about what I did. Now, for most of Skinwalker right now, for anyone who starts in the game, there's a code you can get right now to get in and start, to where you will acquire Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is definitely going to help you get through a lot of the Skinwalker faction crypt trials. Definitely Sun Wukong by himself helped me get all the way up here past stage 18. After that, it was a struggle, because even then it's like, yeah, they just hit hard. Everything from here all the way up to stage 13, they usually hit hard. Stage 14, when you face the second boss, that's usually when you kind of have to change a few things. But because with Sun Wukong, and then me getting Gwendolyn real easily, I was able to pass it no problem all the way up to, again, stage 18. But another aspect is that, yeah, high damage dealers will definitely get you through the first waves no matter what, but afterwards, you really have to change your team strategy to affect everything as it is. So as you can see who I have right now selected, yeah, there's Wukong, and then there's Gwendolyn, but then I have two supports, which are behind my head, Steel Skull and Holfreeze, because I had them as the highest one. But who I had initially, especially at the beginning, to help me a lot for Skinwalkers, where are they at there? I can't read, I'm blind. I wear glasses, I'm losing my sight. Now, with all the ones I have here, let me move myself for real quick. Where's my camera? There it is. Whee! I'm over here now. I'm over here. Okay. Enough of that. But, so as you can see, generally, look how much I have. I didn't really keep any of the Skinwalker rares except for one, as you can see, Gnarlhorn. But most of every other rare here, I just never really kept. Now, to go off with some misconceptions, some people do believe that the only way to get through Faction Crypts is you have to have all the legendary. You have to have legendaries to get to the end because it's so hard. Or extremely good, really good rares, epics to use. Rares won't carry you through. It's not the true case, because for me, all the way up until the last one, or last two, I was using Gnarlhorn. You see, I still got some of the old gear I still had on him. I took them off everywhere else. Now, Gnarlhorn is definitely... It's one thing I like about with rares, that you can do the faction crypts with rares. That's one thing I like about so much. It's amazing for that aspect, that there are some rares that can carry you all the way through. I even have a few faction crypts myself where I used a rare all the way to the end. You can do it. Some rares are just that good. Gnarlhorn is a really good exception one, although I will be air caution for my problems with Gnarlhorn is that even at 5-star with the credible gear, like my best bolster gear I threw on him with some good perception, so he has accuracy to taunt, he was still somewhat relatively squishy. So oftentimes if you're having a rare, or any champion for that matter, is using as your tank CC control, I would recommend that they would have to go to 6-star. And with Gnarlhorn, it's definitely not a bad idea to get him a 6-star too, because eventually he's going to become 6-star for my Doom Towers. Right now I picked someone else to help me with the Scarab King, because he's been a real pain to me. But yeah, getting Gnarlhorn to 6-star, absolutely, go for it. He's definitely going to help you a lot in many situations, even outside of faction crypts, because again, this taunt, provoke on all enemies for 1 turn, 30% increased defense on him for 2 turns, which really help in line with unkillable for 2 turns. So an idea is to place unkillable, since it's 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, you put unkillable, then you taunt everyone, because then they just basically come in and start smacking him, and he's just like, you can't kill me, what's up, bro? Basically, that's how he is. He's like, hit me. Yeah. Hit me again. Hit me again. Come on. Nope, doesn't do anything. That's what he does. It's what's great, and plus with that 1 turn provoke on a 3 turn cooldown, and then this on a 3 turn cooldown, it syncs very well to keep him survive as well as help controlling the team. So that's what I like about Gnarlhorn. Eventually I'll get him to 6-star. Now again, I did have to change him at the very end because again, he's not 6-star. Without having him at 6-star, he gets very squishy, which is unfortunate. But yes, Gnarlhorn is definitely, if you're having trouble of controlling a team or keeping someone alive to help control the team, Gnarlhorn's an easy one to get because he's a rare. Very easy to get. So I would definitely go for getting Gnarlhorn up. And again, a good one to have for 6-star, especially at later game content, because he's just there for control. Now for the other ones I used, a few other rares I had just to fill in, including an uncommon, just to fill in at the very beginning until Wukong came out, because I had been playing this game long before he did. Wukong came in and he just cleared all the easy ones for me. Again, all the way up to stage 15, and then I got Gwendolyn and got up to stage 18. Now, yes, so you may go, it's like, well, these are legendaries. It's like, yes, legendaries will accelerate everything as it is, in case with other faction crypts such as Demon Spawn. Legendaries will just help you carry through everything. But like many of them said, it is true, you don't need legendaries or need them at most of them at 60. Some you do, but you don't really need to. Like I already just explained, Gnarlhorn, another rare I've used is over in High Elf, Lothcarry. But like this one was free. Cleoptrix here is free eventually after logging for so many days. I forgot how many. But after so many days, you'll get her for free, and she's not too bad to have, but she's very kind of... I would say her abilities are kind of like a selfish aspect of the champion. They only affect her. They really only affect her, and then you got a Hex, which the Hex, if you can get this to land, it's kind of like Score, and only Score does hit harder and involve more AoE with Hex. The block active skills will definitely help you going all the way through. So if you guys get Cleoptrix, go ahead and use her and increase her accuracy. I stopped because Gwendolyn just hit harder, and then I also got a Kemda maxed out for Clan Boss, which I will fare if I load. There you go. Beware of a Kemtum. That's all I'll say. Beware of a Kemtum for the boss. Because the final boss, a Kemtum nearly killed me. Not the boss, a Kemptum nearly killed me. So, I mean, again, like 12 champions right here. He's just now being used for food. Just 12 champions, and most of them I didn't even have. For the longest time, what really hurt me was that another aspect is you don't want to focus on some champions that are just like kind of bad. One thing that hurt with Skinwalker so much for a long time is I got both the Ursines. I got both of them. And you can see he's +4, but they are just awful. They are really awful. I mean, this one isn't too bad, but it's just they have to do a crit, and none of them have a crit benefit. They're only 15% automatically. So that was like, okay, so that didn't do a whole lot. And then it's like, oh, what about this one? Decrease their crit rate. They don't even have high crit anyway, so you just do that and they have no crit. What'd they do? They're still going to be like level 280 and hit you real hard. And then it's just, oh yeah, blocked active skills, and it's only a 10% chance. 30 fully booked, and it's a lot of books to get them up. It's like, eh. So that was one aspect that slowed me down a lot, because I did Ursine and this Ursine. I did both of them, and they were just like, no. Not to mention that they have a skill or ability that triggers... Let's see, Chris Ray... Nope, it's this one. There it is. Each hit has 50% chance to decrease the target's turn meter by 7.5%. 50% chance of putting one of the target skills on cooldown if they're under a decreased crit rate. So you have to have Ice Crusher with Ironhide for this passive to work. It's weird. And then this is a passive you have to book. They just don't have that strong ability. Decreased attack is somewhat nice, but 4-turn cooldown, and again, a lot of books. A lot of books to get this down. And they have to keep the decreased attack for the others to work. It's weird. It's they're supposed to work together, but if you don't have them fully booked or anything, it's like, yeah, they don't synchronize very well. It's hard for them to synchronize that efficiently, and then they don't hit really hard at all. For a defense and an HP based champion, they don't hit hard at all whatsoever. So that was a big issue I had with Skinwalker. So eventually when I got more, I did start using Feign. However, my Feign's not up to how Feign is capable of doing. I did not focus on Feign, because when I got Feign, I got Wukong at the same time. So that was an issue. If you got Feign, I would definitely go for Feign. Feign hits real hard. I still have her with decent gear. Eventually we'll give her a better one. She's just a placeholder for these Hex gear because they're actually really good, like 6-star speed. But other than that, it's like, yeah, she hits hard. She's really good. The problem is that she's a single-based attack most of the time. So on bosses, she's actually really good. If I had her at 60, I would have used her over a Kempton, because again, a Kempton nearly killed me. A Kempton was used all for the waves though. He's really good for that. Hex everyone and poison everyone. Really good for waves. Bosses, especially the last one, don't. Because when you place the debuffs on the boss will do Mirror Universe. Will shove it right back on you. So I had 5 poisons and the boss shoved all 5 poisons back at me, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna suck. The only reason I survived is because my 2 supports, Steel Skull and Hofreys, I had them with bolster and resistance so that they wouldn't get it all back. And speaking of support, these 2 are definitely really good to have, especially for me, because Hofreys here was real nice. Increase attack and crit rate. Sure, Gwendolyn and Wukong already had over 100%, so the increased crit rate, It was crit damage. Ooh, I would get Hofreys up to 6-star for other content. Definitely, but the increased attack did help tremendously for them, which is why the unique thing I've done with Skinwalkers is that it's 3 attacks and 2 supports. I stopped using Gnarlhorn because he was too squishy. That was the interesting thing about me, like right here. 2 supports, 3 attacks. And I'm just going to do this one real quick. They're not even, I removed some of the gear, but I'm just going to do it just to show you that it was, this right here helped me get it to the very end. Again, I would replace a Kempton for the boss. See already, just the massive amount of damage that all 3, Wukong, Gwendolyn, and Kempton can do was great. And these 2 are just here just to ensure that they get buffed and stay alive. Because what's great about Steel Skull has a cleanse and a heal, as well as his A1 has a chance of stunning. Hofreys, same thing, but Hofreys has the increase buffs and a revive. So that was a big key I had to do. It's like, okay, I got Steel Skull to help me stay alive longer, but they're still squishy because Gnarlhorn keeps dying. And I was like, how am I going to do it? And then I found, as soon as I pulled Hofreys, I was like, oh, he's a reviver. He doesn't heal though. So I just combined the 2. I was like, yeah, Steel Skull, Hofreys, there we go. And it ended up surviving much more efficiently. And again, especially clearing these waves, just relatively easy for what I've done with Gwendolyn and Wukong. Wukong geared up for Arena. I need to do better on that. He needs to get better gear right now for how high I'm doing it. And Gwendolyn, definitely, I've got Gwendolyn spec to do Hydra. Not up to how I would like it, with using a ton of crit damage, but so far I only got 2 champions with. Oh no, I lost Steel Skull. They'll probably die before he revives, which is fine. Yeah, they'll die before he revives. Because again, Hofreys has no gear on him. I took it all off. But again, with this, I mean, another thing good with Gwendolyn does leech. That was the aspect of these 2. These 2 here, with how well I've done and what lucky pool of getting that, and many Steel Skulls. I threw bolster on them. They survived, and with them, that was the key for me with the supports. If they survived long enough and kept surviving all the time, not easily dying, they'll eventually get all of them back up. Wukong goes up by himself. And that was the key with me, how to get 3-star on all the stations, including at the very end. Now, I am low on credits. I will not switch the gear to show you what I've done here and how I survived. But again, this boss, do not use a Kempton because his Mirror Universe shoves the debuffs right back at you. Now, another aspect too with... Yes. With Skinwalkers that I enjoy so much is, again, I mean, look, this is all I have. This is all I have. It's kind of why I'm doing this, because, like, yeah, I'm not a whale on here. I'm not those who gets Leorius, who just basically is like, oh, you thought you could kill me. Let me smack you back real hard. Or Ragash, who just stays hidden and it just beats the crap out of everyone. It's like, yeah, I don't have all these champions here Especially War Chief now getting a buff, or Nishak, who just clears everything for you. So that's what makes faction wars, or faction crypts very hard. It's like, yeah, we didn't get Nishak. We don't have Nishak. We would love to have Nishak. Clears a bunch of waves, including the Rhino guy real quick. We would love to have Nishak. Just have to make do what we have. So down here, even with the epics down here, as you can see, I've had quite a bit. I did not use Ripper. I did not use Yaga. Yaga is actually very weak, even with the Kentum, these two assisting with poisons. Yaga is very weak, but I did use Yaga for a bit just to help get through the very early stages. If I were to change a few things, I still have a Yaga. I could probably switch up for Yaga with a Kemptum, but again, the boss, no. Nope. Because this one, because again, damage increases by 20% against targets under poison debuffs. Does help you get that around with Hex. That does help. This needs to be AoE. If that was AoE, I would have definitely used them. But Yaga did help with the very early one because we do get him for free. Other than that, it's like, yeah, a few others. They do hit hard, but not really much. Rain Beast, was trying to get Rain Beast to work. Because the continuous heal with the lowest turn after attacking. So I was like, okay, let me do Rain Beast. Give him with the bolster because no one else has bolster, but also make it to where he's for super fast. It wasn't working out. Because when you get later stages, they're eventually going to keep up with your speed. The only problem too is that he does have a revive, but he has to kill an enemy for it. So I was like, oh, that's not working out. So I just went, all right, I'm just not going to do Rain Beast because this was not working out. Because half the time it's like he has to kill the enemy. Unfortunately, with Wukong and Gwendolyn, the way I set them up at 6 stars, they were killing everything faster than he could revive. So that wasn't working. And so that's where, when I got Hoforus, that's where that came in. So revive and strength, which definitely helped on various waves, and then Steel Skull with my heal removes all debuffs and heals them for 40%, and then of course increased defense with the relative to their max HP. Or was that shield? Am I reading it wrong? No, that's defense. Oh, then heals them again for the HP. Okay. Sorry, I just did another one, a rare who does the shield. It's Metal Shaper, so the shield's stuck on my head. Especially since I didn't get Freya. But yeah, it's just what I haven't really done much of anything else. Bovos isn't where it should be. Basher, I haven't really gave Basher a chance. The Ironhides are terrible. And that was the part, I was stuck with the Ironhides, and that was terrible. And I just got Frenzy. So hopefully you might have them all like me. I'm just missing Scab. And you might come up with a better combination with me on these. Who knows? Let me know what you come up with the epics. I want to know. It's like, okay, which epics are you using that are actually good? And maybe I can go right ahead and spend some time to try and get them the 5-star. I don't have resources 6-star. I'm still trying to get a bunch of others up there. But 5-star I can do. 5-star's not too bad. Well, let me know what you're thinking, or what you're doing, and what is working for you. Other than the Earth Science. Oh my god. And then as for rares, again, Gnarlhorn, definitely. Definitely go for Gnarlhorn. Another one I used for quite a while was Channeler. And they were the only two. Because Channeler also has the heal reduction to basically, and with the stun. So Channeler helped me get through quite a bit. Channeler's not too bad either. As you can see, the big speed for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. And then the stun. It's only one champion, but it did help with controlling one specific champion while I focused on the others. And then, of course, the heal reduction, in case you went against someone who just, one of the ways that has a lot of healers, that did help quite a bit. So, and not to mention resistance. Resistance did help. So that was I used Channel. Other than that, I didn't really much use anyone else, because then I got Wukong and all the other ones that are bigger, which Pantera was one that was about to come up, because the heal reduction. 100% heal reduction for the healing waves I was looking at Pantera to do. And then eventually I just out-damaged them so they couldn't heal fast enough. Reflect damage did help too. Pantera's not bad. Not too bad to have, especially for faction crypts. Just, I had better. And then Lamabur, definitely for the heal, or revive on death. Did he have any? Yeah, continues. Oh, there it was. See, I was right. Sorry, I've been working so many days in a row, I still haven't had a day off in over a month. But another good one here. Places continuous buff heal on all allies for 2 turns. 2 turns. That's really good. That is really good. 2-turn continuous heal definitely will make you go a little bit faster, or last longer. And And it's still an attack as well, so that helps. And then filling a random ally's turn meter by 5%, so it makes you go faster. And then, of course, revive on death. It's another heal as well. So Lambert is another one that can get you far. Especially the final boss, if you're doing a bunch of debuffs and the boss hits you, Lambert will just help you keep these continuous heals. Because that boss does not steal the buff, I don't think. Yeah, that's how it is with my case of Skinwalker. Just to show you what it is and what I've done, and with the team that I used. Again, it was easy, relatively easy at the very first half because Sun Wukong, we all can get them for free, especially if you start. You just type in the code and you get Sun Wukong. But when I got Gwendolyn, I got lucky with Gwendolyn, by the way. Gwendolyn helped me just do massive AoE to clear out the board. If you don't have Gwendolyn, Cleopatra can help. But again, most of her, since she doesn't pass this buff around, it's only to her. The best thing to do for her is just to max her accuracy to get that hex out so that her and Sun Wukong would do a lot more damage real fast. That's about it. So, and then just finding supports, which to me was Steel Skull and Hoferes, and that helped. And that was the key for most of the faction crypts that I've done, was have a healer and a reviver. And again, some are two and one, others I had to do two. So, but yeah, I'm curious. Again, I'm curious to see what epics you used to get through the stages, and which one should I try to just look at even further to give another chance. Again, I'm not sure how the Earth Science will get another chance. So I'm curious to see what you say about that. But anyways, this is what I've done with Skinwalkers. I hope it gives you some more insight of what I've done, especially like already showing you again with what limitations I had. Hopefully it helped you get an idea of how to build a Skinwalker team, and let me know what teams you got and which champions you're using that are saying that are actually really good that I haven't used. Like say some of you are using Basher, and it was like, whoa, Basher, okay, let me see. So hope you say that in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and do hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the notification for when I get more videos of this, because I am going to do all the other factions. It's just going to take time. Because again, I'm going back to work again, and I've been working nearly a month straight. I just don't have time. But you do hit that when you see videos like this, and let me know what you think about it. And I hope to see you in the next one for when I do more. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay safe.